Yeah, much better without that tank there. Sweet. I'm gonna touch up the rest of the dashboard too. It actually looks really nice with that satin black. So the next project is gonna be fixing these up. It's gonna pop these off. This will be its own little separate video probably. You can see that they're just beat up. So what's up guys? Today I'm going to be fixing up these B-pillar trim pieces. They're a little bit scuffed up, a little bit beat up. They've seen better days for sure. So I'm gonna just start with 800 grit sandpaper. I could probably start with 600, but I just want to smooth these edges out, and we'll see how this 800 does. I'm just gonna use a little bit of it. It's not working too bad. 600 would have definitely done the trick a lot faster. You can see I'm going beyond the damaged area just because I want it to blend. I don't want a real sanded divot here. This is getting very close. Just a couple little specks left. Alrighty, I think we pretty much got it good. That's just with 800 anyways. We're gonna hit it with some more sandpaper and it'll finish out all the imperfections. Moving on to the second piece here. This one's not quite as bad. I'm gonna use a fresh piece of sandpaper. I just decided to go over the whole thing with 800. It's fine enough to paint over and then clear, and then we'll wet sand the clear with 1500 and really polish it up, but this will be fine for paint prep. And I just have a little sanding sponge under it to get a nice even sanding. And I cross hatch. I don't know what other people do, but this helps hide any sanding marks. All right, the best part, a little mineral spirits. I feel like I'm gonna regret this, but I'm going with this Krylon Fusion all-in-one paint and primer satin black. This stuff actually lays down really well, and I don't mind the satin, and I'm going over it with a high gloss clear, so we'll see how that turns out. It dries faster than the clear, and it's cold. It dries a lot faster than the high gloss, and it's cold in here. I got the space heaters going, but I still, I don't got weeks to get this done. So we're gonna go with this. We'll see what happens. Here we go. You can always repaint, right? I also feel like I'm gonna regret this. I ran out of masking tape somehow, and this is the only tape that would stick to that sort of plasticky trim piece of it. So here we go. A light coat first, just to make sure it's gonna stick. Man, there's a ton of trash. All right, changed my mind. It laid down pretty nice, but it's just a little too satiny, and I'm just, I don't know. I just know I'll regret it. So I'm going with the VHT Nightshades. Again, this is a tinted clear. If you guys haven't been following along on the channel, go and check out my carbon fiber trim paint. I think it's a video, something like I couldn't stand it any longer, something like that. I painted over carbon fiber trim pieces, and it got super, super glossy with this stuff and clear over top of it. And again, this is like a tinted clear, so it's a pretty nice protective sort of paint. It works good, and it lays down nice, and you only need a few coats of it. And it'll make it super glossy black. So this is what we're going with. I'm gonna try it again. Let's do it. sure how I got all this trash in it. I used the tack rag and everything. All I can think of is that I got a bunch of stuff on it while I was messing with the newspaper to lay down, and then I never wiped it off again. That was stupid, my mistake. But we're gonna wet sand through this anyway with 1500 grit, so it'll be nice and smooth, and then we'll clear it, wet sand that, and probably polish it. So they're gonna be nice and shiny. Not too worried about the trashiness, but God, it looks terrible. I really like spraying down on things. You want to hold the can as vertical as possible, so I move these a little bit. A little bit of overlap, a little heavier coat this time around. It's like technically the third coat, so I'm going to do a fourth coat. That satin kind of worked as a base coat. That was actually pretty good. A little bit of a primer. So I'm going to do a fourth coat, third coat of the VHT, and that should be good enough, I'll think. So we'll let this sit for a few minutes, hit it again, and then I'll let it cure out for a couple of hours before we wet sand it. Fourth and final. Let them sit for a few hours probably. They got to cure up. And then we'll wet sand with 1500, clear coat, wet sand with 2000, and then we'll polish them. They'll be beautiful. Wet sanding, 1500. Let's go. Just the first pass on both of them. See where we need it. See where we need to sand a little bit more. So you can see there's a couple little pieces still, some low spots. Sand on that one. Only got 3 coats on here, so I don't want to go too crazy because we don't want to get through it all. It's pretty good. I'm just going to do it down here a little bit. Probably touch that little circle. We'll call her good on this one. All right, for clear, we're using Duplicolor 1K clear, and this stuff actually works really, really good. Just laid down the 5th and final coat. I'm only doing 5. I can't do anymore. It's just, I'm getting bored. I can't breathe in here, oh my God. A little bit of trash, but otherwise pure glass. Woo. All right, these have cured for days now at this point, so it's time to wet sand these. I'm gonna wet sand with 2000, make them real slick. They turned out pretty decent. I don't like the plastic trim stuff around the edges. It's starting to break and get brittle, so I'm probably just gonna order new ones of those anyways. But for now, they look decent. That one didn't turn out too bad either. At least all the chunking out marks are gone on the edges. That's all smoothed out. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one. More to come. See ya.